when did you first realize things were beginning to cook there in Western New York?
We went 12-4 in '88.
Right.
And it felt a little bit like we caught lightning in a bottle, you know. Certainly we had some talent. We had a bunch of Hall of Famers on the crew, but we were kind of missing some ingredients maybe, and it was hard for a guy like me to tell. At the end of 1989, our team was known as the Bickering Bills in that season. We didn't have any chemistry, didn't have any culture. And then at the end of that season, Jim Kelly, bless his heart, just reached out and said, listen, we're in this together. So when we get home tonight after this game, why don't you come over to the house and hang out a little bit and we'll start hanging. So that changed the entire vibe of our team. After that season, we really felt like we turned the corner. Marv made some very shrewd releases and signings in that offseason, and we came back and went to 4 straight Super Bowls from that point on.
Can you add any context to what caused Jim to just say, you know what, heck, I'm just going to call everybody up, you know?
You could feel the tension. You could feel the tension in the locker room. And for whatever, and Jim was one of 5 sons. So he knew what it was to be in a group, you know, and have strife, you know, when you fight with your brothers, that kind of thing. And those other guys were all about it. And they kind of put their arms around Jim, came over, they, you know, downed a couple bottles of wine, and then it happened, then it started happening every week. They got together at Jim's every week, and then it turned into this post-game thing that really took on this mythic status. Jim, he was single back then. He had this huge house over in Orchard Park, and after every home game, he said he invited the entire team to his house.
Wow.
And he'd feed them. You know, he had a bar, and he had like this bar in the bottom of his house. I mean, a real bar, like with a dance floor and a pool table and the whole thing. And so everybody showed up at his house. Everybody, my mom and dad were there. They're like, my dad was a pastor. I mean, everybody was over there. And it became this mythical kind of gathering. And our team became much closer because of it.